Don't mind all those people that will be telling you, oh, if you sleep for 8 hours every day, then you slept for 127 years of your life. Bullshit. Okay. Hi guys, welcome or welcome back to my channel. You won't believe this, but I'm filming this video by 5 a.m. That's because me and my best friend, we went out, we just came back a few hours ago, and I was like, okay, I don't want my makeup to waste. I have to film this video because I've been putting it off for the longest time. So I'm just like, okay, let me just quickly do it and then go to bed. So a couple things before I get into it. I know you noticed this is like a new quote background. I'm in Dallas for a few weeks for the winter holiday or for the winter break. I haven't spoken to you guys in such a long time. Sometimes I feel like, it doesn't really matter because the last couple of videos that I did before this one, depending on when this video goes up, but last couple of videos I've been doing have been vlogs, and it's not like there's anything wrong with it. It's just that sometimes like you connect with your audience or with your community when you actually make standalone videos and talk to them and whatnot, even though I don't know if anybody really cares about that. This video is going to be everywhere because I wanted to make this a 2024 wrapped, like how the year went for me, but at the same time I also want to do a couple of things like some life updates, and I don't know, I'm just like very all over the place, so forgive me if this video comes out that way. I stopped posting for a month, and that was because I felt really, really ill. Like I had been stressing myself out so much to the point where I felt sick. I honestly don't know where that sickness came from. It just came from thin air because I had a really severe case of tonsillitis, and I had to like bear this thing for like 3 days before I could go to the hospital, because the school in America is kind of weird. The school hospital that we have as students, right, they're not open on the weekends. So I felt sick like on Friday. I didn't know it was going to be that bad. Like it got worse on Saturday, on Sunday, and then on Monday when I went, they gave me some antibiotics. I took them and then I felt better. So since I felt ill, I wasn't really able to talk. I think I addressed this in one of the vlogs I put out, so just check out the video if you have the chance. So I was really, really sick, and I started breaking out, and that's how I just knew that something was wrong, because one, I don't fall sick often, and two, I hardly break out, especially on my face. So I had to just take a long time off because I needed to rest. So that's why I haven't been posting as much as I used to. Now that that's out of the way, I want to just do like a 2024 wrapped, I guess, or like a summary of how this year went. Sorry if you see me looking down, I'm literally looking at my notes. So it's going to be the lessons I've learned, my regrets, my wins, my achievements, my goals, all of that. The first thing I learned this year is to rest when necessary. Okay, take it from me. If you don't rest, because I was really overworking myself, if you don't rest, your body's going to choose a time to rest for you. That time I felt sick, right? When I was dealing with tonsillitis, my period now came. So it was like hell on earth. Okay, so please rest, because if you don't do it, your body's going to figure out ways to do it for you. Don't mind all those people that will be telling you, oh, if you sleep for 8 hours every day, then you slept for 127 years of your life. Bullshit. Okay, sleep. Your body was designed to get some rest. I think that's one of the things I'm learning how to do. I don't know how to rest and not feel guilty about resting. So maybe I need to start doing that more, because I've really, really overworked myself this year. Second lesson I've learned this year has to be learning how to show up, especially when it's difficult. And I'll give you guys an example. So my sales job, and this is just me being honest, right? My sales job that I had this summer, I was making money, I got some experience and everything, that was fine, but I honestly was not really a fan of the job because it was really hard. You have to be on your feet all day, and the state I'm in is very strict. So if they assign you, I'm not say assign, if they approve you to get a job via CPT, I'm not really going to go into all that, because America is very weird with all these things. You can't just like get a random job. You have to I don't know, I don't want to get into it. So they approve you to get a job with CPT is something you do when you're an international student, right? So it's like getting permission to work. You can't leave that job, right? You can't leave. So I was stuck there for 3 months, and I didn't like my job. I was really stressed out, but every single day I had to show up. Even with going to the gym, a lot of times, I honestly don't want to go. And one of the reasons I actually go is because I'll feel guilty. So I've just learned how to show up even when I don't want to, because it's very important to build that level of consistency in anything you're doing. My voice is very weird, so it's been a long day. I've been like, we're talking, we're in the club, and we're screaming over each other. So like, my throat is really dry. Just saying. Another lesson I have learned this year is how to be consistent, especially with YouTube, with the gym. I think I was pretty consistent this year. I'm proud of myself for that. And it also helped me to be consistent in other areas of my life, like going to the gym, even with school. I always made sure all my assignments were done and submitted on time. So consistency has really been a huge theme in my life, even when I have to do things that I don't want to do, even when I have to eat food that I don't want to eat, even when I have to, stay away from junk food. And I'm just hoping that this actually pays off, because I just feel tired, I just want to let myself go. But I know that I have so much to lose, and I can't just do everything that everyone else is doing, because I have goals in front. I don't know if that makes sense. Speaking of being consistent, one thing I've been really, really bad at, I feel so horrible admitting this to the internet. Nobody needs to know this. I feel very bad that I'm not very consistent with saving money. I don't know. Every time I put money aside, I just end up touching it. And I know that's what it's supposed to do for you. But I don't know. I'm just not consistent with saving money at all. And I need to start doing that. When I was in Nigeria, I was doing it. So I don't know why it's so difficult for me to keep on doing it here. But I don't know. I feel like I'm still kind of finding my feet, and everything is still very topsy-turvy. So if I attempt to do something or save money, something just comes up, especially if you have a car. It's like every time they pay you, your car just realizes that you've been paid, and then it wants to start developing problems. And that's just one example. And then a couple of other things like bills and buying food and whatnot. Another thing that I have learned how to do this year is get my priorities straight. I don't think I don't think I've been able to understand the concept of priorities as well as I do, or as well as I have done this year. My first priority is school, second is work, third is my health, which also includes going to the gym and eating right and all of that. So those are, I would say, my top 3 priorities, and I've learned to just put them at the forefront of everything, because I just feel like if you are an immigrant in another country, you kind of have to go the extra mile to do a couple of things, especially with school, because when you transition into the job market, employers want to see how hard you've worked. And so not necessarily about like you being a straight A student or anything. It's just about them seeing that you have good work ethic. So I put in a lot of effort into my schoolwork. Like this semester, right? For all my classes, I had A's. I didn't have anything less than 94% in all my classes. I've learned that hard work actually pays if you have certain goals that you're trying to meet. For instance, one of my goals for this semester was to get all A's in all my classes, and that could only happen, or that was only possible because I had to prioritize my schooling. Sometimes my friends would throw parties in St. Louis, because St. Louis is like the closest city to my school. So sometimes my friends will throw parties, and I really, really, really want to go, but I just can't, because first of all, I don't want to do the drive. Second of all, even if I did do the drive, it's just like I have other important things to do. With work, I think you guys already know I teach college students English, writing, research, composition, argumentation, all that stuff. That's what I teach them. And that one, personally, I feel like it's really easy. Maybe because of the level that I teach. Like I teach freshman level stuff, right? So to me, it's easy anyway, and I have some experience in teaching, but that has also taught me how to set my priorities straight, because I always want to, I don't say leave a good impression on my students. It's like I have to find creative ways to actually impact their lives so that they don't see the class as, oh, just one of those college classes. Doesn't make sense. So it keeps me on my toes every time because I also want to make the class as interesting as possible. My health has also been a very huge priority for me just because I felt sick a lot this year, and that's very, very unlike me. So I've been under stress constantly, and I've just been like, okay, you know what? Anything that's going to jeopardize my health, I don't want to do it. As I'm talking to you right now, yeah, I don't even want to be drinking spirits anymore. I can drink alcohol from wines, but spirits, oh, vodka, tequila, all this stuff, it makes me feel icky inside, and that's just an example, okay? Another thing this year has taught me is how to have a positive mindset. I think I've actually always been like this. One of my biggest life philosophies is to look at the glass half full versus looking at it half empty. And I almost never look at the glass half empty because I just feel like in my head everything is going to work out. And even if I'm going through a tough time, I know that it's just for a time. I know it sounds so cliche, but this thing really takes me far. I'm not even going to lie to you. Like when I got my first job, that was my sales job. I was very optimistic about it. Even when I was fresh out of college, fresh out of university in Nigeria, and I was kind of passively looking for a job. It just came so easily because I just had that mindset of everything is going to work out, you know. So that's the mindset that I'm taking along with me. Even being here as an immigrant, getting a job, I've been applying for a ton of jobs since I came here to Dallas. It's been so difficult because I hardly maybe get callbacks or I get a lot of rejections. But the consistency in me just helps me to keep pushing, and I'm just trying to be as optimistic as possible because I know that something somehow is going to work out. Like it just has to, because I honestly don't have a choice. Finally, last thing I've learned this year is how to trust the process. It's been a very long and tedious year. I'm never going to lie to you because so many times I cried. So many times I was just like, if I'm even keeping it a book with you guys, sometimes I'd feel over the edge. Like I feel so depressed, and you know, it gets really bad. One period I was really dealing with, you know, intrusive thoughts like suicidal thoughts and everything. I feel really weird admitting that because you never understand these things when people talk about them until you actually experience them. My uncle told me this actually. He said that your 20s is for when you sow the seeds of hard work and labor and pain and suffering and all that stuff. And I know it doesn't apply to everybody, but just go with me, okay? He told me that your 20s is when you know, lay the foundation for how your life is going to be. It's not like life stops throwing bricks at you when you pass your 20s or anything, but at least from your 30s, things might start looking up. So I was just coughing because like my throat is so dry. But yeah, ever since my uncle told me that, it just helps me to, you know, trust the process and do that, even if things are kind of difficult right now, because I'm keeping it a buck with you. Everything is really up and down with me this year. I try to just mask it because there's nothing else I can do, and that's just life, you know. So in conclusion, thank you guys for rocking with me. Thank you for, you know, being loyal audience members or loyal members of my community, because sometimes I feel like I'm not ahead or I'm not where I need to be, especially when I compare myself with my peers and whatnot. But honestly, I am learning how to just enjoy the moment, like enjoy what I'm actually doing versus trying to, you know, chase numbers. And even if that's part of the goal, especially here on YouTube, I won't lie to you, I've thought about quitting YouTube several times because I'm just like, okay, is this really for me? But at the same time, I really enjoy doing it. You know, I love editing videos. I love just putting out videos. I love recording stuff. I love to talk about things. Like I've always been that person, right? It's very, very up my alley. So it's a constant war within me. I'm not gonna lie to you. But one thing that makes me really happy is when I actually go and check and see that, you know, people are watching it. People tell me in real life, hey, I really like your videos, or people, you know, leave really heartfelt comments, and those things actually go along with, like, you have no idea how touching they are to a creator. So I'm going to end the video here now. If you made it this far, thank you so much for watching. Let me know what you think in the comments below, and let me know how your 2024 has been as well. All right guys, I'll catch you in the next one. I have to go. My throat is killing me. This is killing me. All right, bye.